back to the next episode of Waifu Wars. I am your healer slash chicken slash dragon, held hostage by the evil wizard of your nearby dungeon, Drooby-Doo.
And I am that sexy wise wolf who doubles as both a waifu and a financial advisor, Soberoni.
Welcome back to the Waifu Wars podcast, where we talk about all things anime, the good, the bad, and the weeb, but not your waifu because she is trash. How you doing, Oni?
I'm doing well. How are you doing, Drew?
I'm good. My stomach is a grumbling. That's probably because of the egg rice I was eating, and I ate a lot of it. Lot of it. Oh, it's so good. Oh my gosh, I feel like I should make you some sometime.
I'd be down for it.
Yeah, because it really isn't like literally. if mommy just prepares the rice, like, oh wait, you would have to buy some things. You would have to buy. Honestly, you would just need to buy sesame oil and what is it? Sesame oil and soy sauce. Do I have soy sauce?
Yeah, I have soy sauce.
Okay, so yeah, sesame oil, soy sauce, sesame seeds.
Mm-hmm.
We
could both make our specialties. You could do the egg rice, and I could do cheeseburgers, and we can combine them and have egg rice and cheeseburgers.
Oh. Why? Oh my god! No one eats rice with.
We're pioneers. We're here to discover new frontiers, Drew.
I don't know. Everyone watching, let us know if you'd eat like rice and burgers together.
But did you see that one tweet that got really popular where it's like they don't know whether it's genius or crazy? Somebody was making lasagna grilled cheese.
Lasagna grilled. How do you?
I don't. Is it ingenious or is it like a food crime?
It almost sounds kind of like I need to see the execution of it.
It looks like it's just lasagna in between a grilled cheese.
Oh, like just a piece of lasagna, and they put like what cheese?
Because lasagna already has the cheese on it, so you just put like the bread on top.
But you need the cheese to like stick to the lasagna.
Yeah,
or else you're just eating lasagna between two pieces of bread. That's stupid. But if you find a like I said, if you find like a way to like I don't know, if you put like more mozzarella. Yeah, more mozzarella. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I was gonna say mozzarella. Mozzarella. If you put mozzarella, I think it should be fine. I don't know. It just seems a little redundant to me. I'm not a huge fan of carb on carb. Especially if it doesn't make sense.
It does, like, because you can get the crunchiness of like the toasted bread with like the smoothness of the lasagna, you know.
But but if you want the crunchiness, then just toast the lasagna.
I don't want no toasted lasagna. I want the lasagna to be like smooth and like scrumptious. I don't want it to be like crunchy. I want the crunchy on the outside.
I don't know. I feel like you could just eat an Italian burger instead and get the same.
Maybe
you get the same feel. I mean, okay, well, I don't know what's on an Italian burger. I know it's like tomato sauce, mozzarella. I think you probably have to like put ricotta cheese in there somewhere, and then it'll be the same. Because that's what a lasagna is essentially.
It'll be a little bit more meaty than a lasagna would be. I feel like the lasagna grilled cheese is a good mix of like meat, cheese, and carb. You know,
it's not because you're just adding more carb.
You get the crunch and the crunch of the bread, but like the.
It's no. Well, first of all, it's not crunch. Like the bread isn't.
It's
like
crispy.
Yes, it's grilled. Yeah, it's a little crispy. It's. I guess I don't know. Because I'm on the fence because I'm just like Fun fact, y'all, I actually do love grilled cheese. I do look good. So this feels like grilled cheese with like meat and tomatoes. Like it would have to be constructed in a way that makes sense for me to really to get 100% behind it. It does sound good. It just sounds like some fat boy shit.
Wow, judgy. This whole conversation reminded me of like Gordon Ramsay, grilled cheese debacles.
Wait, Gordon Ramsay?
You never seen Gordon Ramsay try to make a grilled cheese? He cannot make a grilled cheese.
What?
He has 2 videos trying to make a grilled cheese. In one, he fails to melt the cheese, and it's just like a block of cheese. And in the other, because he put some fucking fancy ass cheese that doesn't melt. And in the other, he did everything but make a grilled cheese. He put like fucking short rib with like a special homemade sauce and pesto and all, and then like a little bit of cheese. He can't make a grilled cheese. He's incapable of making a grilled cheese.
He's like, this is too plain. I refuse.
Yeah, it's either it's too plain and he fucks it up because he tries to make it more fancy, or he goes way overboard and does too much.
Girl, just get a cheese that melts. Oh my god! Like just focus on the soup being good. Make a grilled cheese and soup. Oh my god, because nothing is better than grilled cheese and tomato soup. But yeah, and that's a great way to start our anime podcast.
Yep, this is an anime
grilled
podcast.
Cheese. Yeah. All right, let's get started with our new segment this week in anime. According to Anime News Network, Yuri on Ice Adolescence film is canceled. No.
Oh no.
Yeah, they confirmed on Friday that production on the film has been canceled. Was it this Friday or the Friday before? Friday before, so on the 12th.
Mm.
Let's see, the film production committee and the anime studio Mappa. Oh, it's by Mappa. Fuck. Saying to committee and staff set on this cancellation after eternal discussions due to various circumstances, quote unquote.
Mm.
Ooh. So yeah, that is. Oh, that's kind of sad. You know,
I didn't know Yuri on Ice was still going.
It's not. It's done. They're just making movies.
Well, I mean, that's something.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. Wait, hold on. The staff announced in 2019 that they delayed the film from its 2019 opening date. The announcement at the time noted that the film was delayed in order to substantially scale up the content more than originally planned. The official Twitter account for the film posted an English statement on the film's progress in 2020, which stated the film production was, quote, still ongoing with the aim of further enriching the film. Like, what does that even mean? Like, what are they trying to do? Like, do I want to feel that? Do I want to feel the ice on my face?
Yes, you want to feel every fragment of ice on you.
So yeah, I don't know. It's giving something's amiss for them to come out literally 4 years later. I'm like, oh no, we're just not going to. So I feel like some shit went down. So it's kind of sad. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe hopefully it'll be picked up again. Probably not. But it was sad because this is, from the looks of it, this movie was gonna be about Victor when he was younger.
I don't know anything about Yuri on Ice, so you're just saying names.
Okay, the one with the silver / white hair.
Okay.
I feel like you've seen at least those two characters.
Like in a poster or something.
Right, I'm like that. Like you should know that much. But yeah. Well, better luck next time. All right, I'm done with my news.
All right, over here, got a small bit of news, but it is something pretty funny. We got a real-life Team Rocket on our hands. Japanese man arrested for selling hacked versions of Pokemon in Pokemon Violet and Scarlet. Not hacked Violet and Scarlet games, literally just hacked Pokemon within the games. So, Kyoto police have arrested a 36-year-old interior decorator, Yoshiro Yamakawa, under suspicion of violating Japan's Unfair Competition Prevention Act by selling hacked versions of Pokemon in the Pokemon Violet game for Nintendo Switch. The man was arrested during the Cyber Patrol on April 9th in UD City, and he allegedly modified Pokemon's abilities with special tools and sold them for 13,000 yen or 84 US dollars between December 22nd between December 2022 and March 2023. And he reportedly made millions of yen during that time selling these mons. So, first off, I didn't know you could do that. Second off, that's crazy lucrative. Holy shit, I'm about to start selling fucking mons.
Don't like he just got busted.
Yeah, but that's Japan. I don't think America would get. Doesn't America care if I sell mons? Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
I didn't know I could be Team Rocket. Holy shit! I'm about to change.
First of all, the government's like, if you're making money in a way that's not legal and you're not part of the government, that's not cool.
What's he doing? I don't even understand how that works. When you just like sell roided up mons for competition, like wouldn't that just immediately get caught? Like, hey, why does your mon have 500 attack?
No, I mean, so it's probably not modded outside of like what it can and can't do. It's probably more like I just hacked the game, so you just happen to have perfect IVs, the perfect EVs, the perfect moveset.
Is that even really cheating? You're just giving him like a perfect mod. Like that's achievable. It has nothing to do with like skill. It's just like shortcutting, the annoying grinding.
The grinding and the farming and the breeding that everyone else has to do. So, yeah.
Yeah, all right, so this is like a baseball steroid situation. Just legalize it and get rid of the annoying grinding. Whatever. Everyone gets half
I kind of agree. I'm not disagreeing. That's why I play Pokemon Showdown, because it's like you just...
Yeah, I was like...
Battle Simulator.
I actually thought that was already the case. Like, you just... When you do competitions, like, oh, here's your mons. They're all already maxed out for you. To make it as, like, fair as possible or whatever.
Yeah, but I don't know. I guess you raising your mons is part of the thing, I guess, and I don't know. I don't know what the hacked mons entail specifically. Maybe I don't know. I think probably what happened is that he sold these hacked mons. And people tried using it in like tournaments, and then they were like, "Oh, that's not a real Pokemon."
I just think that he got caught from like something really stupid, like one of the mons was just like the wrong color or some shit. He just never noticed.
I doubt that, but he was probably not. He probably wasn't careful at all how he took the money, though. He probably was just like, send it to my papa. Exactly, exactly.
Send it to hack the mons at PayPal.
Hack mons at PayPal. Oh. Well, I would say because at that point you're kind of scamming people because they probably don't know that they're hacked mon. So that part, I'm like, yeah, you can go to jail for that.
Yeah, also, that's like a lot of money. $84. I mean, dude made
$84 per
mon,
right?
And then he like made millions of yen, which is still like thousands of dollars. That's like tens of thousands.
First of all, I forgot how much the yen depreciated because I feel like it used to be like 1-to-1 at one point.
Yeah, it used to be like $84 was like 8,400 yen. Now it's 13,000 yen. Yeah,
that's why when I first read it, I had to read it like 3 times. I was like, huh, wait. Oh, it depreciated like that? Oh, well, let me,
We're getting into, like, peso territory where it's like, oh my god, 7 million pesos? That's $8!
Exactly. Oh my gosh. I'm like, listen, the way y'all about to have me eating everywhere. Hello? Eating everywhere, eating well. I don't know. I say eating well because this one dude, I forgot, this one YouTuber who's, like, well-known, he went to Japan and ate at a Denny's in Japan, and it looked pretty damn good for a Denny's.
Sure it's better in Japan. I'm pretty sure every fast food / sit-down restaurant chain is better outside of America.
I wouldn't go that far.
Just because they probably have better like food laws. Like,
Oh well, I don't know. I feel like no, you would say that, and then you get mad because the servings are so small,
oh well,
and
yeah,
you're
that's
like,
right.
ugh.
I
You're
have to
like,
specify
no, I
that.
paid $10 for a kid's meal.
I'm like, listen, I want an American-sized portion of food here. If I ever go to like a McDonald's or a Burger King in Japan, like, all right, I want a Big Mac, but like an American Big Mac, not a Japanese Big Mac.
Amerikajin, hi, bigo baku size, onegaishimasu. Woo! Oh my gosh. Yeah. Shout out to the yen, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Don't worry, we have an anime that'll teach us all about currency conversion shortly.
Oh, that is very true. Before you even get to that, I want to do a filler arc.
Okay.
I want to talk about Bungo Stray Dogs for a bit. So after a couple of months, I finally watched all 5 seasons. And,
It's trash.
it's not trash. It's actually pretty good. So it toes that line, because when the anime is trying to be like very like Code Geass-y, very Lelouch's, like it's very much the battle of the brains, but also with superpowers involved.
Mm-hmm.
So it feels very Code Geass like.
Mm-hmm.
But then at some point it also feels very like this. It becomes very shonen at some points. Like the main protagonist and his quote unquote rival character. There's many fights that they have where they're fighting together. They have to fight together to beat a bigger bad guy, and they start doing this in like season 2. Mm-hmm. And they're just like, let's combine our powers, and then bullshit anime logic ensues. The moments like that is where I get really taken out of it. Mm. But also for like the first 3 seasons, it felt very like it was almost a little bit predictable-ish. Excuse me. Season 1 was like, oh my god. Oh, so basically, the main character starts working for the detective agency. I forgot their names. The Armed Detective Agency, which is a bunch of people with abilities that kind of work for the government. Main character joins them. Then it's them facing off against this gang called Port Mafia, which I think that's a cool ass name for like a gang.
Yeah.
Who also they have their own ability users and they do all this shit. So the back and forth between them for like season 1. Then season 2, a new person comes in from America. And I'm just talking about this to some other people on Discord. It's so funny. His name is it's this group of ability users called the Guild from America or from the East. Like there's somewhere like they're a foreign organization from the Western world. And their leader is called, and I kid you not, Francis Scott Key Fitzgerald.
Just not subtle.
Like he's so lazy. You just named him after the guy who wrote fucking The Great Gatsby. Like really? Like not even doing a try. And then I realized
I want a bunch of authors, like American authors, to be in an anime.
They're all just villains. Listen.
Some of them could be.
Right, J.K. Rowling, looking at you. Funny enough, I realized because when I first saw the name, I was like, "Why does that name sound familiar?" And it wasn't because I never read the Great Gatsby. It's because Francis Scott Key Fitzgerald was named after Francis Scott Key, who wrote Star Spangled Banner. So and I'm just like, oh my god, just everybody copying off of everybody, huh? No one's original anymore. Wow, crazy. Anyways, so yeah, he comes with his giant American dick, waving it everywhere, being like, we're gonna take over this city because blah 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 reasons. And then it kind of becomes like a three-way war between Port Mafia, the armed detective agency, and the guild. And I'm just like, okay. And at some point, I know Port Mafia is gonna team up to take down the guild, which they eventually do. Only because the rival of the main character, he has like this hard on for his other character named Dazai, who's like a genius. He is the Lelouch of that series, and of course he has like the broken ass ability of like, hey, he cancels abilities essentially. So
that's always the most broken ability.
It like, I feel like in this series that alone wouldn't be enough, but he's also happens to be a genius. So he's always usually like fine-ish. But I think without him being a genius, he probably would have died like 50 times over. So yeah, that arc concludes with them beating up. They beat up the guild arc, and then season 3 is kind of just season 2 all over again, where it's just like, oh my gosh, it's this new guy who comes in and he's like, I'm taking out everyone who's quote unquote evil or bad for society. Eventually, I think he just wants to like take out like ability users. He poisons the Port Mafia's leader, and he poisons the Armed Detective Agency's leader. So yeah, once again, it becomes this whole kind of three-way thing. And then at some point they were together to like, that's why I was like, ooh, this kind of bores me. I was getting bored at this point because, herder shonen tropes, but I predicted that movement, so I did this. Well, I predicted that movement to do that. Well, I predicted your moment to do this. Like, it started feeling very redundant. And I think after this season 3, I took like a month or 2 of a break. Because I was like, if I watch it anymore, I'm not going to like it. Then we get to season 4, and baby! Woo! Yeah, they flipped the switch on me. They flipped, or the script? Flipped the switch? Script? One of those things. Yeah. They flipped the script on us. Then it had like a whole new premise. The Armed Detective Agency was framed for murdering like members of basically members of the government, and then everyone's hunting down the Armed Detective Agency, and it just gets wild, crazy twist. See, like seasons 1 to 3 weren't like horrible by anything. Like, you could just watch them and be like, fine, like, this is cute. Especially if you're into like shonen and stuff, like, and you're into like, it is. I feel like it wants to be Baccano. It feels almost a little too pretentious to be Baccano.
That's the vibe I always got for it, which is why I never really watched it.
Yeah, it's
It's
just
like
very a pretentious Baccano.
trying too hard to be Bakano, but not also as good.
Um, yeah. But man, seasons 4 and 5, fuck. It's really good. It's really good. I think I watched both seasons in 2 weeks. That was when I was just like, here we go. The meat and potatoes. Like this is what I'm looking for. Because it was no longer just like the same setup and with the same twist. Like, I fucked. We tricked you this way. We tricked you that way. Well, it was that, but a lot of people tricking everyone. And this time I felt like the tricks that they did were like, it's like these things kind of make sense. It felt the least redundant or repetitive.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I really, really enjoyed it. Um, I will say the characters I am somewhat a fan of. The way they just explore all the characters over time, they're really, really good. From the Ironically enough, I feel like the main character is like of course is the only one who's like kind of meh.
It's always like that.
Right, it's always like that. And his rival, they're both meh. They're both the stereotypes. Everyone else I feel like has like fleshed out backgrounds and like subtle nuances. Like for example, the Dozai, Dazai, the smart dude with the broken ability to cancel abilities.
Mm-hmm.
Like every time especially for season 1, he made me laugh because his main thing was just like, oh my god, oh my god, is this gonna thing that helps me kill myself? Oh my god, I was trying to die, but I didn't die. Hey girl, you look beautiful. You want to do a double suicide with me? Like he was so weird and stupid,
Mm-hmm.
and he really grew on me. He was really fun. I mean, they kind of stopped doing that later on in the series because it's like I guess bigger problems than him trying to off himself. But yeah, and then the characters that join, you get the you're the lolly bait
Mm-hmm.
Kyoka, who at first is all like, oh, I'm sad because life was hard for me and I kill people. But then she kind of it's not being fun. Like I don't know, they just all have kind of fun sides to them once again, except for um the main character and the rival. Also, the boss of the Port Mafia. I feel like they were so fun in the first 2 seasons, and then everything just got so serious from season 3 and on. I guess it's another thing I kind of miss, but given what happened in season 4 and 5, I'm gonna overlook it 100%.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the boss of Port Mafia, excuse me. Yeah, he's definitely like a lolicon. And like there's this lolly that like is always like next to him, and she's like always complaining and and bitching him out, and he loves it. He's like, "Oh my god, you're like the cutest thing ever. I love you." So yeah, the characters have a lot. The characters are very, very fun. That's the one thing I can like stomach. That made me stomach um kind of seasons 2 and 3. I think those are like the weakest seasons, especially 3.
Mm-hmm.
But then like I said, seasons 4 and 5, I couldn't stop. I couldn't stop. There are so many times where I was late to stream, and I'm like, yes, that is because I was watching this anime because I needed to watch one more episode. You could not leave. This is a very bingeable anime. Very, 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 very bingeable. Um, you know, pretty, decent action. I do like how a lot of the people they use their Like the action isn't like super great. Like it's not gonna be like some shit like Mappa would do.
Mm-hmm.
But the movements that they do are very smart. Like, you know, so many fake out deaths. Like, for example, this one character, we all thought he got blown up in midair, but we realized he didn't get blown up. Rather, like at the last second, he shielded the bomb, the explosion with some other dude's body, who also happened to be low key impenetrable. And I don't know, just like literally smart little things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh my god, the bomb's gonna go off, but no, while you weren't looking, I created this small little thing that's gonna like alter the chemistry, and now your bomb is disarmed. Like, so they do a lot of smart stuff like that. That's another thing I like about it. It's like, yeah, not so much, not too huge on the action, but you know, little nuances like the firefights and stuff. It's pretty cool. This is a really good anime overall. I would definitely recommend it 100%. Like I said, for people who kind of like that Code Geass-esque chess game back and forth. This is right up your alley. Like this is for me. This is like a solid 8 out of 10 if I had to score it now.
Damn, pretty good.
Did pretty good. I don't know. I've been watching it for so long that I'm just like, I was like, I might as well tell y'all about it if you haven't watched it already. I know this is a popular ass anime, so
yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm the only one who hasn't watched it.
right. But in case there's anyone that isn't Oni that hasn't watched it, you should go watch it. I feel like there's another anime that I was watching that I wanted to talk about, but I don't remember. All I know is that I did watch episode 1 of Kaiju number 8. And yeah, I'm excited. I have to watch episode 2, but I'm very excited. It looks like it's gonna be some good stuff. I recommend you watch it, Oni.
I will check it out. I've been watching a couple other shows, but we can talk about that later.
Okay. Well, that's it for the filler arc. And now it's time to do our weekly review, and we're gonna start off with Sorry, I had to refresh the score. So I'm like, is this the real score? I'm like, I guess so.
Should be slime.
Yeah, it is slime. It is slime. I mean, I'm no shade,
wow,
no shade
the
to slime.
Shade to slime.
No
Whoa.
shade to slime. But it's just like Mushoku Tensei second row.
Yeah.
Okay.
People are weird.
Oh, okay.
Those are the haters, you know.
So yeah, Slime season 3, episode 3. I feel like this is, like I said, I this is literally the episode that we said it was going to be, or what I wanted it to be. We're just like, oh my god, we're all back at the town and talking about stuff, and it's super cozy. The episode was very cozy, but it was also very info dumpy at the same time.
Yeah, it was very hard to. I'm gonna be honest, it was hard to keep pace with it. I kept like not paying attention and having to rewind. I'm like, wait, what happened? Because I was like farming at the same time I was watching this, and I was like, fuck, I actually have to pay attention and like read every fucking line because they're trying to cover so much stuff. I feel like this was an episode where it's like, this was actually 10 different chapters in the light novel, and they just condensed it into one episode.
Yeah, the whole explanation of like the war prisoners and Geld kind of struggling to lead them or to stay in control, because the way to communicate was different for the Orkmen. Apparently you could just they could just communicate. Oh right, that is because he was yeah, he just communicates with them. So now he actually has to use his words. Oh no.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. Oh, I guess through talking about Geld. Yeah, this is very. Geld had like a decent amount of screen time this episode. And Rimuru kind of bonded with him, especially through the memories of him being like a salaryman. He's
Mm-hmm.
like, "Oh, girl, I know what that's like." So that was interesting. Um, the church is trying to contact one of their prisoners of war, or former prisoner. No, he stayed there. I think he decided to stay in the village. So,
Mm-hmm.
Rahim. By the way, Rahim, that's a black ass name. I was like, I was so confused. I was like, what? I was like, Rahim, like,
The Black Country next.
no, it's some old middle aged bald white man named Rahim,
Mm.
who's I guess going to talk to the church, or the church is gonna try to get information out of him. Um, but yeah, so that happened. Um, oh yeah, and then they wanted to set up relationship with the Frey, which is I don't know some people who live in the mountains next to the territory, which apparently has expanded past the river, which was a whole
Mm-hmm.
thing. They're like, oh, past the river.
I thought it was gonna be way more interesting than what they actually made it. I was like, oh my god, what's
Yeah,
past the river? Is it like some kind of fucking monster or some shit? No.
yeah. They were just like, oh, all those people are gonna be scared. Like, I'm like, okay, girl, sure. Hmm. Like I said, very comfort episode. I was watching. I was eating my oatmeal with it, so
Mm-hmm.
like perfect way to settle in. And I don't know. To be sure, I mean, to be honest, I was just like, just like, I didn't care. I was like, whatever I miss, I miss. Like they'll recover it. They'll cover it over
Yeah,
the next
I
couple
will say
episodes.
Slime does a lot of info dumpy stuff, but then it's not necessarily stuff that you need to know. Like, I feel like a lot of it is just kind of like for world building purposes, but you can coast through it, and then it'll eventually get explained in more detail like later on.
Yeah, agreed. Um. All right, let's move on to Mushoku Tensei, season 2, part 2, episode 3.
This is my episode
Woo!
of the week.
It was almost an episode.
Yeah,
Like,
almost. It was a good episode.
Yeah. Basically, it was just well, two things. One, Rudy is told that Aisha and Norn, his younger sisters, are coming to live with him, and more importantly, Nanahoshi losing her shit.
Oh yeah, she went fucking off.
Yeah, so they tried to she tried to do an experiment where she tries to summon something from their world. Um and it short circuits. Apparently it short circuits at a point where it always happens, and she just kinda she kinda has a meltdown.
The
And
the voice
I
actor was well put our soul into that screaming scene.
yeah, she kinda did the thing. I kinda wanna sound I wanna know what it's gonna sound like dubbed.
Nowhere near as good. I'm sorry. I appreciate that the dub has gotten better over time, especially compared to like how it was in the '90s.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. That was some next level. Like my throat was hurting after listening to her fucking screaming. My God, I pray for her vocal cords.
Yeah, I'll random short tangent, but Martial, well, from Dungeon Meshi.
Mm.
Speaking of, and once again, it's not even so much like the voice actors are bad. It's just the casting direction I don't quite understand. They cast someone whose voice was much deeper than Martial,
Mm-hmm.
So she was very much like, "Hey guys, what's up?" Like it, like the energy didn't quite hit the same.
Mm-hmm.
Considering she's one who's like screaming and being frantic over like literally everything for most of the series so far.
Right.
So
It,
yeah.
have you heard the free run dub? That's like a hot contentious debate.
I literally only saw the part where she beats the lowly demon.
Because
That was pretty badass though. That sounded really good.
yeah, it sounds good, but like everyone who dislikes it complains like, oh, they put no effort in Friera's voice. She sounds so deadpan and uninteresting. Like, yeah,
That
yeah,
that's
that's how she
yeah,
sounds in
that's true.
Japanese.
That's
That's the point.
everybody. That's kind of that's the reason why I didn't get a 10, because that's kind of what everyone sounds like.
Yes,
Everyone's
they're all
more or
meant to
less
be
one
like
note.
one note, uninterested kind of vocal pattern. Like, oh yes, that's right. It just
Mm-hmm.
sounds better when it's not your, own language that it's being
Yeah.
spoken in. But yeah,
Yeah. Um. Hmm. Yeah. I don't know. I would have to watch more. That's interesting. Ugh. I was gonna lie to everybody and myself and say, oh, maybe I'll go check out the dub and see for myself. I'm like, I know I'm not doing that
maybe you can
shit.
like watch a clip on Twitter.
It may that is the only way I would watch it. If I not even me looking for it, if it just came across
On your
my
feed,
timeline.
yeah.
Exactly. Uh.
But yes, back to Mushoku. I did like
Mhm.
that this episode also, for one, it gave a lot more, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Background, or I guess it fleshed out Nanahoshi's character a lot more because she's always been like, I've been interested in her, but she's always been like in the background. This was
Yeah.
definitely much more of her episode. But there was one scene that I thought was really cute where Rudy, where they're taking Nanahoshi back to his house, and then what's her name, the little
It's good, Julie.
Julie, yeah, she's just like walking along, and then Rudy comes up behind her and like scoops her up and carries her. That was like super cute, and I think it does like it shows a lot of Rudy's development as being like this more mature, dependable, like
Mhm.
father esque figure to these younger characters, especially now that he has to take care of Norn and Aisha.
Exactly. Although I will say the conversation they had was so stupid. It's literally just she said a thing, he repeated it, and as a question, and then she said it again. I was like, I get it.
I think what it was she said it wrong, and then he like corrected her while saying it back, and then she repeated it back. But the
Oh,
subs fucked it up.
okay.
At least that's how
Because
I rationalized it in my head. I don't know.
I was like, what is
Because they literally just said the same thing 3 times.
right? And I was like, okay. Yeah. So I thought she moved in with Rudy for a second.
I would
I
not
was
be.
like,
I feel like everyone's gonna move in with Rudy. He has a giant ass mansion.
yeah, it's kind of big. But yeah, I thought it was gonna be like episodes of her going through it, but nope.
No, they don't want to put
through
us through that.
anime montage, they're able to get it together and summon a water bottle.
Yay! Plastic water bottle or glass water bottle.
Nope, it's a plastic. They thought they
Plastic.
were like, "Oh, this is glass," but wait, it's so soft. Da, da, da. Meanwhile, they're looking at each other, being like, "Oh, I wonder what that is." Like, I also have no idea what this water
Been a
bottle
while
is.
since she like summoned the dildo. That is such a Mushoku
That
Tensei thing to
thought
do.
crossed my mind. The thought crossed my mind. The thought 100% crossed my mind. They're just like, huh, what's this?
Wow, what? Why is it vibrating?
Why is it vibrating? Oh my gosh. Is this a weapon? What magic is this?
I also like that the group is all friendly with each other. It's like a small thing, but it really does feel like they're even though they're not adventuring, it feels like they're a party, you know? Like it feels like
Yeah.
these are all friends and they can go out adventuring together at some point.
Yeah. And I feel like Nanoha kind of got absorbed now into this friend group
Mm-hmm.
because, she, from that point on, after the break, she just stopped wearing her mask.
Oh yeah, it's good. It's a good like metaphorical, Symbolism.
Symbolism.
Symbolism. Mushoku Tensei. What?
Oh yeah, and then at the end the sisters come. And then not just the sisters, my baby daddy Richard comes back.
Yes, Richard is back. Everyone is happy. Everyone got what they wanted. I'm happy with the sisters being there. Finally, they get screen time. Everyone else gets Richard. And
yeah,
yeah,
I know he's probably gonna leave next episode. That's gonna kill me.
I hope he stays around. I hope they all stay around. Like I said, I hope they all literally just move into his house.
Right.
Fuck it. Just let's all live here.
The series finale, Eris moving in.
Eris just shows up like, what? Fucking what's that reality show? Fuck. When they all live in the house. The real world, yeah. Real world of Mushoku Tensei.
Alright, let's move on to Blue Archive.
Oh wait, no, we got something before that.
Let's move on to oh shoot, I didn't see it. Wolf and Spice and Wolf. Merchant meets the Wise Wolf. Episode 3. Woo! Man, I'm not gonna lie. This one I struggled a bit.
We're going to the deep end now. Well, not the deep end, but we're getting more into the economics.
Right. I was just a little bit, because a lot of me having to return lines over and over. Like you said, I wasn't even doing anything. I just looked at my phone, looked back, and I'm just like, I'm totally lost.
It's so well. The first part wasn't too bad. Like her conning the fur.
That was great.
I forgot how much of a little Lelouch she is with her fucking scheme. She's basically capitalist Lelouch.
She's a scammer from Miami. That's what she is.
She's a Manhattan scammer.
Did you say a Manhattan?
Yes, like the people who stand on the corner and scam you.
Oh, yeah, yes, actually, Manhattan scammer. So that trading part was pretty cool. I like that. And her hoarding the apples. She's like, no, these apples are mine. And then, she said she would make the money back, and she did a lot more than that.
She 80 times it or something. It was ridiculous.
Nope, she 210 times it.
She got that.
Yes. She got all those apples with 1 silver coin and made back 210 of them. So, yeah.
I also like that her reasoning, because at one point Lawrence is just like, all right, I said to do business with them. Aren't they going to be angry? And she's like, listen, they figured out a trick to basically sell these better, so he'll appreciate it. He might have been scammed by us, but he'll in turn use that to scam others. So it's
exactly
the circle of life.
And then they meet with the Zeden person who, I feel like it's making me wonder if it's if or how it's a con. And I agreed with Holo's whatchamacallit, with her conclusion that someone's probably this person's probably working for someone else. Because he really doesn't seem he doesn't lose anything from this. So
there's no guarantee he gains anything, but there's also no loss involved. So it's
right. So it's why would you even try to scam this man's money when you're not going to get any of it? Unless you're working with somebody. And then they kind of just do this whole thing about currency. And they start talking about the purity decreasing because which means the value should go lower instead of higher.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I think Holo, she's implying that maybe the guy who told her about the density, about the guy who was in charge of like the currencies.
Mm-hmm.
I forget what his name is. That
Yeah,
the womanizer guy.
yeah.
And
Openly hitting on his friend's girl. Scum.
right. Yeah, I was like, he's doing like a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And he also might not be telling the truth.
Yeah. He might be in on it, maybe. Maybe there might be some wider scam going on.
Yeah, we don't know. So that's where I think the interesting for me. It's just all the little things. I feel like as long as I can follow the overarching plot, I'm fine. Which I feel like I did.
Yeah. It sounds like you did pretty well, so I think you're good.
Yeah, so I guess you just have to figure out what's happening with that. I I don't know where they're gonna go in the meantime though, because I doubt. Like, I feel like that's like we said, it's like the overarching plot, and then each episode is like we're going somewhere new and selling something and learning something about trade and economics. Yay! Yeah. I mean, it's now that you have ensured that like I'm keeping up. Now I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
I'm here for it. Let's keep going. I'm interested.
I got you. Don't worry. Hopefully, it doesn't get more complicated than this.
Yes, same. All right. Up next we have Blue Archive the Animation, episode 3.
Yes. My girl.
So you get introduced to the group Problem Solver 68.
Only it was one more.
Right. I'm just like, I will say, out of all the episodes so far, this is the most entertaining one.
Oh yeah, of course,
by far.
They actually went and did other characters from the game instead of just the nameless NPCs.
I mean, I would even say at the beginning, before the other characters were introduced.
Oh yeah,
I was having a good time. The whole meeting where they're talking about how to raise money.
That was fun.
Like Sadaka suggesting a pyramid scheme.
Like, I got you. We all just have to buy bracelets.
They're like, no, girl, no.
That's a scheme. That's fraud. Get out of here with that.
And then Hoshino's like, let's kidnap. And then Shiroko's like, let's do even worse crimes.
I like how Shiroko just like actually fucking mapped everything out. Like, listen, I know the bank routes, the cash trucks, I know the vault location. We got this. Here's the ski mask.
I'm like, that's insane. And then of course Nonomi's idea being the most normal, not the most normal. The pyramid scheme's the most normal. But she was like, let's just be idols.
She's like, you want to be the idol master anime.
And then Ayane getting mad at them. She's like, I'm so tired of y'all shit. And then they try to calm her down by feeding her ramen. I was like, that's cute.
Yeah. That was like the most actual chemistry they've had, I think, so far in the show. Like that one
I
scene.
agree. But yeah, the girls from Gehenna, they are cute indeed. The leader. She's so
yeah, she's my favorite. She's like one of my top 5, I think, in the entire.
She's great.
Series.
Is that I don't know their names.
Yeah,
that's Aru. Okay, yeah, she's kind of great. It was kind of giving Team Rocket.
Yeah, it's very much. She's like Team Rocket.
Yeah,
their whole
but it was
gang of weirdos.
and what you calls it, mercenaries who are not paid overtime.
Yeah, I don't blame them. I wouldn't be there either. I'm like, oh, you're not paying me overtime? All right, I'm out of here.
Period. And it was cool because the girls kind of got fucked up at the start. Like they were getting messed up pretty well.
Yeah, Sarga got like grenaded.
There were multiple explosions.
Yeah.
In this episode. And I guess it was just like a back and forth, and then yeah, they they just stopped. Oh yeah, they did that little showdown between the two, like Shiroko and Aru.
Yeah, Aru.
And then they're like, "Oh, you hear dun 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 dun," and they were like, "Oh, girl, time to go."
Lunch bell. Bye.
So yeah, and then they're just like, "Oh, well, we don't have anyone left. Time to go."
Yes. Bounce.
I mean, it would have been cool to see a 1v1.
It would. I actually forget what happens. What happens in Value On because I read it like 2 years ago or whatever when I first started collecting the archive. So I don't.
Yeah.
I'm actually in the same boat as you because I don't know where it goes from here. I remember this specific scene in the whatever because I liked it in the game, but I forget where the rest of the chapter goes. So I'm pseudo blind.
Okay, it's total blindness. All right. Well, I guess we're gonna go in blind together.
I'm here for wherever Hoshino and Aru take me.
Yes. Also, I'm gagged how like they're just going for hours with no one ran out of ammo.
Nope. Don't
But
question
this world, this world ammo just doesn't exist. Okay, cool. I guess
just burn through your clip with ammo.
Okay. All right. All right. Last but not least, we have Dungeon Meshi episode 15, which is, I'm assuming, not just mine, but your episode of the week as well.
Yes,
Tony?
it is as well.
Yeah. It's wait, it's 16. Episode
it's 16, yeah. Remember when this used to be a cooking anime?
They cook in some point.
That's what gags me because they do cook in this episode, but it's still like there's so much other shit that happens. Like, I can't even remember what. Oh, I remember what they cook now.
And they made some Japanese food and oh yeah, what are the things called? Dungeon cleaners.
Dungeon cleaners, yeah.
Which
mite-looking things.
So I could not get me to eat that. I would eat everything but that. Kimmy was like, "Oh, so the dungeon cleaners are edible." Ugh. First of all, that's dungeon cleaners. That's a cool concept.
Yeah, there's this show does so well. It simultaneously builds like the lore of the world while also doing a good cooking show, while also making it a really compelling mystery like suspense show. It does so many things so well. But yes, I do love the concept of the dungeon cleaners.
Yeah, they're just like, yeah, they they clean up things and restore them back to the way they were, because if not, everything would have just fell apart.
Mm-hmm.
I guess this isn't the first time someone fought in this part of the dungeon.
Mm-hmm. Broke everything.
Right. So that's really cool. They finally run into Shudo's party, as well as what's his name? Kaburu's party as well. So it's a whole fiesta up in this bitch.
Yes. They're all together now.
And Shudo, man. Whew, he's looking a little bit worse for wear. Apparently he cannot eat or sleep without being reunited with his beautiful blonde woman.
Yeah, well, bad news for him.
Ooh. I hate how, first of all, I'm gonna assume this is because Shudo didn't eat yet or sleep yet. The reaction to whatchamacallit, to Martial using dark magic. it's like, okay, so maybe there were some consequences of resurrecting her with dragon meat. However, the alternative is,
She just dies.
yeah, you weren't there. You kind of left while she was being digested.
Mm-hmm. On one hand, I get it because I don't know, like the connotation. Like, obviously, the connotation with black magic in this world is like, oh shit, that's like the equivalent of like I don't know, devil worship slash literal voodoo shit. But yeah, I
Yeah.
kind of agree with you on that. I was like, listen, if you love her as much as you say you did, and the alternative was like her dying, I feel like
First of all, also, as someone as her being my brother, I'd be like,
oh yeah, and also it's
bitch,
her
get on
brother.
my
Like,
face.
obviously, he's gonna
Like,
save her.
I don't give a fuck what you want to do with her. I don't care if you was fiending to smell her puss. Guess what, bitch? That is my sister. I'm gonna do whatever I need to do. And if you don't like it, you can take that sword and go fuck yourself with it. Get mad at me for doing what I had to do to rescue my sister, bitch. Laos was like, Laos was a little too calm for me. He was a little too calm.
He should have swung on him.
I don't think he should have
and
swung.
then got killed. And something tells me Shiro would fuck.
Yeah, sure, probably. Even without the eating and sleep, I feel like should have still been a eat his ass. But yeah, but just be like, watch it, bitch. That's my sister, and I'm gonna do everything for her. Period. As a sibling should. Yeah, that was his reaction was kind of wild, but also in a sense, besides the implication of it being like, oh my god, bad devil-ish magic or what have you, I guess there's also like the which is ironic, the implications of like using dark magic and how the elves are like, oh, she's a being made from dark magic, time to kill her. Like that's another thing that he stressed that he was afraid of. He's like, if the elves know that she was,
these dark magic, that's it.
Right, they're just gonna take her out.
I like Laos' response to that. He's just like, listen, who's gonna tell her or tell them? You?
Yeah, here you're not gonna tell her.
And
you're not gonna say nothing. That was kind of badass. So I forgive you, Laos, for that because that was pretty badass. Also, their reaction of Kabru and Shuro's reaction to Laos just like saying like retelling the story was pretty funny. Just a lot of just a lot of yeah, a lot of the weird looks and being like like Shuro almost looked like mortified what they had to do, while Kabru was more so intrigued.
Yeah, I have a. It's hard for me to get a read on Kabadu because I don't know if he's
I know.
Like, he's so I guess mysterious, but it's like I don't know what his intentions are.
I know. It's like I can't tell. It's giving he's a character right out of Bungo Stray Dogs. Honestly.
Yeah,
it's really giving that.
Like when he was, especially after he found out the black magic, and he's just like, "Ooh, this is interesting." I'm like, "Yeah, but interesting in what way exactly?"
Right.
Like interesting in like I'm gonna report you, or interesting as
right, exactly. I don't know what he's gonna do with that information because he told Shuro's not gonna say nothing, but Kabru, I mean, he also just assumes that what you want to call it, that Laos is not like a super bad person,
right?
Because he's like, oh yeah, you didn't like you just approached me as if you did nothing wrong to me ever. So, I guess I'm pretty sure you just didn't. But yeah. Let's see, anything else? Oh yeah, and then at the end, Phelan just looking like a weird chicken chimera monster.
Are they turning into like cockatrice or something?
Like I don't. I'm like girl, because I'm like
Come from?
dragons don't have feathers like this, girl.
Mhm.
It's they get scales. So what's going on with you?
That sucks for her. She's not living the best life.
No, she is not. I kind of feel bad for her. She's gonna run up on Shuro. Shuro, she's like, oh, Shuro. Well, at least the food was. At least they didn't spill the food.
Yeah.
Yep. Senshi and Maizuru, they had that little moment where they were bonding. I like Maizuru. She's fun.
Mm-hmm.
She's like the only character from Shuro's party that I remember her name.
Yeah, so I do like the party in general, but they don't really do much.
Yeah, except for Maizuru, who's just like low key just wants to kill like when she wants to kill one of them, and he's like, "No, kill them. I know them from party." And he's like, "Hey, what's up?" And you hear at the bottom screen this kissing her teeth. That was great. I was like, "Ooh, oh no, you're a violent bitch. I like you."
I like how Chilchuk was like trying to figure out who's the biggest threat to like getting them compromised, and then he was thinking like, "Oh fuck, Senshi's gonna say some shit, and he's gonna get us." My son was gonna be like, "I'll kill you."
But that wasn't the case at all. They got along pretty well. Well, I mean, it was smooth sailing until, well, the end of the episode. Oh, I can't wait till next week.
Oh,
yeah,
I need to see what happens. It's gonna be incredible. I hope we catch up on it right. This show doesn't usually make us wait, so I think we'll see.
Yes, next week. Shall. All right. Well, with that being said, we're done with the reviews, and we're also done with the podcast. So, Oni, please take us away,
guys. If you enjoyed this week's episode of the Waifu Wars podcast, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe so you catch every episode as it goes up every week. If you haven't already, do follow us over on Twitter, follow us on Twitch, and join the party on our Discord. All linked in the description down below. If you'd like, you can even become a channel member or patron and join us for our weekly live watches where we watch Mushoku Tensei and Konosuba with our fans. So if that sounds interesting to you, you know what to do. And Drew, do you have anything you'd like to add?
Fuck this weather. It's really be careful. It is spring, which means it could be sunny and nice one day and cold and rainy the next. Yeah, be prepared.
The way it was like 70 or like 65 one day and then like 32 the next day is
bitch
wild.
You mean almost the same day?
Oh yeah.
I went outside. What was it? Yes, it was yesterday. I'm just like, oh, I just need like my thermal and my sweater. Oh, it's a little chilly, it's fine. 20 minutes later, I'm like, oh, it's super windy and cold as fuck.
Yeah, it's like, today has a high of 72 and a low of 24 with rain and snow. Like, what?
May the odds forever be in your favor.
Yeah. What should you wear? I don't know. Roll the dice. And on that note, this has been Soberoni and
Jubidu.
We'll catch you all later. Later.
Bye.